Hello everyone and welcome to week 2 of the Raid Ireland Pro League, where the top 8 teams in the country continue to fight for their share of a €1,000 prize pool. I am David Whimsy Wims. Alongside me today is Jonathan Moot Barrett, ready for another week of action. We had a very exciting week 1 and now ready to get into week 2 of all the games.
Super excited to see this. Can't wait. 2 games we have up today. Phelan NSG, NSG, SG. Two really important matches here for NSG today. They have 2 games going on. It'll be kind of a bit of a, bit of a long day for them. Playing against
certainly
both teams. Might get a little bit tired towards the end, but hopefully they'll be able to battle it through.
Certainly, indeed. We were hoping to get Sentinel and Resolve to start the stream off, but unfortunately with Resolve, one of their players was not able to make it today for interesting reasons. R.I.P. Batrastard.
R.I.P. Gone. Few sit-down dranks, stand-up dranks in 3 Arena.
having a bit of crack at in 3 Arena. So they will actually forfeit both their games. Sentinel get a little bit of a break to start us off, and that's why we've swapped over to Phelan against NSG. So NSG, like I said, we're taking through both of their games, and certainly they went 1-1 in week 1. They'll be looking to get a few more points on the board to keep themselves up around that playoff spot, considering what they will have their goals set on for this competition.
No, they definitely will be able to, I think, as well. They do seem to have a fairly strong roster here coming through. So we'll see what they're made of today.
Certainly, indeed. They, like I said, they do consider themselves a real competitor for the title. Phelan, on the other hand, they've gone through a little bit of troubles recently. They didn't look so great in the qualifier, but managed to come out with a nice record of 1-1 from their week 1 after they took a game off of the Oof Brigade. So certainly, I mean, they'll be coming into this game as the underdogs, most definitely.
Definitely.
Like I said, these are players with a lot of experience together. They've been playing together for quite some time, and that can tend to be the recipe for an upset, maybe.
Definitely, and as I've seen lately as well, they have played a good few games together as a team, so they are showing that they are practicing together.
Yeah.
They are even more building that synergy and seem to be winning too, so we'll see how that goes for them. Whereas on the side of NSG, they do seem to do that all the time as well anyway, so it will be kind of a rough match. Both these teams do play a lot of games and have been winning as well lately. So
yeah, certainly shouldn't be any issues with team cohesion and synergy, but I think the one thing, and this is something you always kind of talk about with NSG, is that maybe they can take their opponents a little bit too lightly and underprepare. We actually saw that in the qualifier when they came up against Same Gaming, who they'll be playing later on today. That's an interesting rematch. We're certainly looking forward to
a very interesting rematch that we're about to see. I can't wait for that game. That is going to be quite an interesting one coming through, and we'll see how they fare up against SG this time around.
Certainly.
Whether they can prove that they can beat the meme team.
The meme team of Ireland may potentially get their revenge. We are into pick ban, though, for the first game of the day. Nuclear Storm Gaming will be on the blue side. They're starting off with an Orianna ban. That's certainly targeted. Nunu definitely less so. I mean, Nunu is a strong champion. On the other side, you do have Dr. Yeti, who's not in the jungle. He's out in that support position, but I mean,
he's known to play that so much. He's really good on that champion. I mean, he one trick to
Master
D1
Tier.
and Master Tier,
Master Tier last season. I think that was when Nunu was at a really strong point, but even so, still quite a feat. Second ban will be the Malzahar, so a lot of focus towards this mid lane. I mean, the CPROM has been playing very well since he rejoined this Phelan team, so these mid lane bans warranted.
CPROM does seem to be like the powerhouse of this team. Like, he has a lot of scary picks. His Talia as well seems to be very good. So maybe they might just be looking to put him off his power picks. Because maybe they don't feel that anyone else on that team is much of a threat to them.
Indeed. We do see that is a Kha'Zix ban is the second one. Certainly, I mean, that's another jungle ban away from Dakin. Dakin as well, I think last week especially, had a very strong performance, was really making his statement in their win against Resolve. He showed up and just ran the early game. Last ban, though, will be a Shen. That makes a lot of sense against Darkblood.
It does, and take away that global pressure as well. To prevent stuff from being happening around the map, like the bot lane and stuff, being able to help out there. Also a really strong pick at the moment, so good to take it away.
Certainly one of those picks that can always do quite a bit in 5s with that Stan United, and Darkblood his go-to champion whenever he gets it. Last ban for Phelan in the first phase will be Azir. That's another strong one. They denied the Nunu, but making sure they get a very big pick off the table. Cogmog, though, going to be the first pick.
Insta-lock. Just straight up there. Insta-lock straight away. Kog'Maw, massive pick at the moment. All these hyper carries that come through, both teams seemingly leaving them both up. I feel like Tristana will be probably picked up here from the side of Phelan, kind of to match that hyper carry. It seems to be the name of the game this patch is the hyper carries, and those things like the supports like Lulu and stuff,
pick,
protection. Another contested pick we see a lot is Braum, but I don't see that pairing up too well with the Kog'Maw here.
Yeah.
So I feel like there will be a little bit of a different pickup here from NSG.
There's a couple of picks you can go, but there's also the option of something like a Tahm Kench where you can provide the safety for the Kog'Maw, not so much buffing him, but just giving him a lot of protection. However, Phelan denying the Lulu is a classic pick with that Kog'Maw in the duo lane. Also getting the Zac for themselves. Gloob having to switch over to the jungle role now, and you're seeing a lot of changes for this Phelan team. They've had to sub in Cabby in the bottom lane, who's actually just a new addition to the roster. You were actually having a look at him. You were like, who's this guy? You only did once in solo queue before the game. So
I wasn't too sure.
Certainly a late addition to this team. Isolating now at the 80 carry position. Gloob getting an early jungle comfort pick for himself, but NSG going with the Braum and the Camille for Rengus.
Rengus on Camille.
Yep.
I've experienced that. I've played against that. His Camille is disgusting. I would not like to play against that right now. That's a huge power pick up here for NSG. As well as that, they actually did go with the Braum. Most picked support last week, and might happen to be the most picked support this week.
You also call the Tristana pick coming in from Phelan as well.
Pick, that is the name of the game right now. The protection, the bit of hyper carry here in the bot lane. Safe enough to pick your bot lane and your jungle as well for the side of Phelan. And it's just safe pickups. Second round ban phase. They might look to ban out more mid laners here, NSG, because they've already banned a few of them out, and they have taken CPROM off all his, or some of his power picks. Maybe there's a few more they might want to take away from him as well. I'm not really sure what else they could be afraid of.
I think you're right.
From the side. Yeah, and here we go. The Talia I mentioned earlier. Really strong pickup, and CPROM has been doing really well on it lately as well. So that is a strong ban out here from the side of NSG, and does take away some of that global pressure, which NSG do seem to be fearing. Maybe that's something they have pointed out in the themselves, that is a weak point for them. Those champs that can.
If they're not on the same page, then it's pretty easy to take advantage. We do see a rise ban from Phelan accompanying the Nidalee, so seeing Dano maybe on that champion last week and fearing what he can do with that.
He's just a really good champ at the moment.
That too.
And people
this is 8.2, by the way. It's not the most recent patch where they took away that Zhonya's Realm Warp interaction, so he can still use that to get away pretty safely.
Yeah. So we're looking at 5 stopwatches here and a Realm Warp away.
Classic. Echo ban, the last one, is 4 mid lane bans away from CPROM.
Yeah, and that's something I would focus on as well if I was on the side of NSG, and I think it's a smart pickup from them here. Urgot being hovered here. I'm not sure how that matchup actually goes.
Okay, he's going to go for it,
and he goes for it. I've seen a few good Urgots, and they can be, I don't know, I feel like they're very lane dominant, but then at like a certain point, they kind of just fall off. I don't know what it is.
He is one of those
unless
champions.
they get some kind of a like flank where it's not expected, and then something goes horribly for the other team.
He is one of those champions where it is a case of you are there for the lane presence, you win that, and I mean, he's got good kill potential with level 6, so Dark Blah really was going to have to be on point against Rengus in this early stage. It is a Sejuani pick in the jungle for Dakin, so going with that big beefy presence to round out his team, and I think complement that Camille as well. You have Camille who's damage oriented, and then the Sejuani can be that real tanky champion. And the Galio mid lane.
I was expecting the team up now. I'm just Galio, really strong pickup, and goes really well with the Kog'Maw here as well. Just more protection, and the fact that they chose to go with that Braum, which isn't so much of a peeling support. It is kind of, but not as much as say the Tahm Kench or something like that. This just really helps it. I don't know, maybe
Zoe.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't know what's left open for CPROM here, but
Zoe's he
had this in his mind for a long time because he insta-locked that.
Jeez,
that was just boom.
Maybe he hasn't been playing it too much recently, because that slipped pretty far down the draft. Zoe,
it did.
Very strong pick on 8.2.
I've seen some disgusting stuff with Zoe.
If you are a good Zoe player, you can absolutely wreck teams. We have seen it in this tournament and many other tournaments. CPROM, if he can prove himself here, it's a good spot. Galio, not as easy to prey on maybe as some other mid lane opponents you might be taking as the Zoe, but still certainly CPROM, if he is on point with this champion, he could be in for a big game.
Yeah, no, I've seen the Galio matchup, and once he gets like Abyssal Mask or something, like you can't really do that much to him. With the Zoe versus Galio matchup, but all the same, I'm really excited. I'm really excited for the Zoe. I love seeing her one-shot people. I hate it when it's on my own team.
Yeah,
I hate it.
Well,
when it's
in
some scenarios, I just really like those things where it's like, you know, you kind of have that little dance in mid lane where the two teams are like dancing for a while, and neither of them they're just kind of feeling each other out, and then Zoe hits an E, and then it's like one-shot someone. It's like everyone just goes crazy.
Yeah. I feel as if Zoe's like, you're watching Zoe play and it's like, oh man, that was really cool. They should really fix this.
Yes. This is
Why is she killing?
I mean, I actually hate her as a champion, but I love to watch people get one shot. I don't know why. It's like, it's satisfying just see it.
There is something you can do. It's the way you kind of extend the range with your ultimate as well. So there's like a little bit of play there, but at the same time, way too much damage on that one ability.
It's disgusting.
And I mean, it's, like I said, it's a case of like, if you can really pull that off, there's a lot you can add to what you can do. I think the Kog'Maw is going to be obviously the big target for the Zoe, because the other team is so tanky, and then the Camille as well going to be pretty difficult to get to. But Kog'Maw, he's immobile. Get him with the Sleepy Trouble Bubble, and you can probably pop him if the protection doesn't come in quickly enough.
Yeah, but the fact that they have Braum to protect him.
Yeah.
The shield, do no damage, straight up, unbreakable.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So much. That's a really good pickup against the Zoe. So I don't really see what else.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, something else might have went better there. It's hard to see.
A lot of the power picks were gone, I think. Like Azir was banned out, the Ryze was banned out, the Malzahar was banned away as well.
His Talia taken away.
That too.
Like,
I mean,
yeah, it was actually quite a hard choice for him, I think.
Certainly. I think those are a few things. I mean, Zoe's Q is on a pretty short cooldown. Compared to the Braum Shield especially, because you're maxing that Q first, so there's certainly points where if you can potentially bait that out, or even just once or anything like that,
you can go
certainly. I mean, the Kog'Maw might be exposed, but there will be a lot of meat shields as well, so it's going to be tough. And I mean, like I said, if you're a good enough Zoe player, you can move yourself around, you can play around that fog of war, and your team helps you control that vision and gives you more opportunities to make those big plays.
That's definitely a huge point here, is the vision control in it, and allowing Zoe to be able to try get those Sleepy Trouble Bubbles through the terrain.
Sleepy Trouble Bubbles. Yeah. I have so many problems actually saying that. I keep calling it Sleepy Bubble Troubles or anything like that. But here we are, onto Summoner's Rift for the first game of the day. This Nuclear Storm Gaming on the blue side.
Just from everyone.
Yeah, we got the perfect face-off with the Skin Spotlights overlay. It was actually right time. And then we get the time controls over at the bottom left.
Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that. What are you talking about?
Don't tell anybody. But so here we are, NSG on the blue side, Phelan on the red side. Both these teams with 1 win and 1 loss so far in the competition, looking to extend their record to positive 2-1.
A lot of inspiration trees gone here. We have 6 stopwatches, or commencing stopwatches.
Yeah.
In this game. It is 7. No, it is.
John learning to count live on stream.
Live on stream. I didn't see because the minion materializer.
Minion dematerializer as well.
That's a nice meme. I mean, a very good pickup here for Galio in this.
Hey man, to be fair, I am seeing more and more people go for the minion dematerializer. Not sure why. It doesn't seem like the best option in a lot of cases. Maybe just for a little bit of extra pushing power.
It does help Galio with the extra bit of pushing power, especially if you are planning to do that where you go Abyssal Mask first. Yeah. And it does help him out in that regard. So he doesn't have to spam too much mana, and can get away with that then. Also having that Unbound Spellbook is going to be really helpful for him. Taking that cleanse early on against a Zoe and being able to swap it out when he doesn't need it for, say, TP, when he does need a TP to come down somewhere. So smart pickup here from down.
Is It is the one, I don't know how many people have said at this point, it is the one Keystone Rune you can pretty much take on any champion.
Yeah.
And it's going to be useful because you get that Summoner Spell cooldown, which is really good. It's also really strong for laning as well. Because you can start off, I suppose in solo lanes, you can start off with Combat Summoner, and then if you don't need it, swap out to that TP. And then you can make TP plays around the map, and then use it for another Combat Summoner when it comes to those late game fights.
Exactly. So. I remember at the very start when all the summoners were first released, and I was thinking about like the different potential ones.
Hang on. Flash.
That was okay. Quick flash out. That's not too bad here. But it is helpful for Rengus. Does have a lot of pressure in that lane from this point onwards because of Darkblad's flash being down. But at the same time, I was always saying, I was like just theory crafting a little bit about the summoners. A repeat gank coming around here from Dakin.
Dakin going to jump on in. Darkblad trying to jump away. Dakin follows with the flash. They will stun up the Urgot under terror, but Dakin tanking for so long. He is going to get first blooded by Darkblad. A whiff there from the NSG jungler, and he will give over first blood to the Urgot as well as his flash. Rengus going to jump back in with the hook shot. He's going to miss it up though. Darkblad has quite a bit of damage. Camille looking at his shield as well, but a nice dash from the Urgot to get out of a little bit more of that damage. Just autoing away on the side, forcing the flash out of Rengus. Darkblad though, not close enough, but those double buffs will scare him away. Glue's going to jump over the wall, trying to land the stretching strike, but he's not going to connect.
Oh, good.
Urgot going to miss as well. Rengus walks away with the skin of his teeth, and NSG, not the start they would have wanted in that top lane.
This is definitely not the start they wanted. You know, first game of the day as it comes in, like maybe as Dakin, he just didn't expect the amount of damage. He had a good extra 100 HP down from that tower. On top of that, he just took that extra tower shot that he didn't expect to take maybe. But at the same time, that is just a huge misplay here from Dakin and NSG. And this is really going to put Rengus behind and really going to, you know, thwart his progress in this lane, especially because Darkblad has double buffs now. This is going to be so hard for Rengus. This is one of those moments where you start flaming your jungler in solo queue. Like,
oh yeah, I was actually thinking that. Rengus like, come on, man, you can't
why you gotta do me like that?
Me and John, especially in Sick this evening, but
insane.
Certainly, I mean, especially on an Urgot, he can auto you so often, and then he has more mana and more CDR for those Q spams.
It's actually
not a nice
so
champion.
Disgusting on Urgot.
That's going to be, I mean, Rengus, we have enough faith in Rengus that he should be fine. He'll know to keep himself in check and wait for that point when he can more easily fight this. Actually, hang on a second. Dano in a lot of trouble here from the Zoe. Not a lot of mana for C-Prom, but forcing the flash and the cleanse away from Dano here. This is a good start for Phelan Gaming. They are doing very well in both of these solo lanes.
Yeah, no, we questioned how this would go, and we did call Phelan the underdogs, but right now they are taking it to NSG.
Lost his double buffs, and Rengus does have the damage there. Nice job from the NSG top laner to fight that out. I think the double buffs just wore off in the middle of that fight, and even so, Rengus was coming down on top of that. Darkblad, not really with an answer.
Yeah, no, he seemed to be very comfortably in the lead in that trade there, and Darkblad just had nowhere to go, kind of, so he just had to stay fighting it. Just didn't realize his damage output there, so kind of bad on the side of Darkblad. He had that lead in this lane, and he's just kind of thrown it a little bit here, and that's really got to kind of dim your spirits here for the side of Phelan. You seem to have such a good start given over to you by Dakin, and just, you know, you throw it away.
Losing that 1v1, not in the best of spots there is Darkblad now. Rengus coming back to lane with the Sheen, so this Camille damage is certainly something to watch out for here. And CS lead, a small CS lead for him as well. Might be equalized by the time he gets back, but even so, I think that Phelan's top laner might be kicking himself after losing that trade in that fashion. For NSG though, it allows them to overcome their early mistakes a little bit, but Glue might be looking to make a play on the mid lane here. This Galio's pretty tanky, but no summoner spells available. And
there are at the moment there are the stopwatches available though.
Yeah, they just came up. But Gloob is going to jump in. Dano looking for the taunt with the Shield of Durant here, and not a lot of damage should be coming in on them. Zoe looking for the Q, but it hits a minion instead, so Dano is just fine for now. Gloob's play in the mid lane not really working out here. Dakin though, he's looking for a turn gank on the top side, his third of the game here, and the Hextech Ultimatum is there to lock Darkblad in place, and there is no escape for this Urgot as he is locked up. Dakin looking to make
Watch out
amends
for
for the
that
repeats of the
turn.
past. Has the stopwatch this time, so he's going to be okay. I think it would have lived
Maybe
anyway,
that's
but-
what it was. Maybe he just thought, 2 minutes in, or 3 minutes in, I just need my stopwatch.
Yeah, it's like, I got stopwatch, it's
Yeah,
fine,
yeah.
This is League of Legends now, but not that early in the game.
Not
but
that early.
NSG taking the lead now, 2-1. The gold now slightly in their favour as well, and I think
Yeah.
Dakin has looking
Dakin
a little
making
bit more
up
settled
for
now.
he's making up for his early mistakes. He's like Rengus was saying, like, "Why you gotta do me like that, man?" And he's like, "No, don't worry, I'll fix it. I got this.
I got you.
I got you."
Yeah, certainly. He's able to make amends for his first mistake in that top lane here and get NSG just back on track. Has a kill for himself as well, which is always nice to pick up as a jungler.
Yeah, and he also did take away those the Raptors as well from the side of Gloob. So that's a nice little bit of counter jungling as well on the side.
Yeah, trading the bottom lane, Meanwhile coming down. This has been pretty quiet so far, and Ice Liney moving to the AD carry role seems to be matching Adzi and Dr. Yeti quite well, just in terms of farm.
This is good here by Rengus. He is zoning off Darkbla now with the lead that he has. And Darkbla does have a lot to be afraid of at the moment.
Certainly, he is that level down onto Rengus and quite a considerable amount of farm as well. Rengus hasn't got the chance to go back and spend all that gold yet, but you can be certain when he does, and especially when Camille gets that Trinity Force, that Darkbla is in for a rough time. Not what you want as an Urgot.
I'm not sure why he warded over to the pit there. He kind of just wasted his ward, Darkbla did here, because Sejuani was just seen at a red on the bottom side, thanks to that the vision ward in the bush at the side of red, and he has wards at each entrance, and there was no mid laner missing. Kind of questionable here from Darkbla, but at the same time, I don't know. He just seems very afraid in this lane. He's spooked. He's real spooked.
Spooked by Dakin, who has visited his lane 3 times.
Exactly,
which is,
and Dakin doesn't have to go up there anymore. He might still try and keep pushing Rengus ahead, but he definitely doesn't have to now because Darkbla has that fear of Dakin camping him from this point onwards.
Gloob looking for another gank mid lane there, but once again, it is not effective. This Galio has a nice bit of MO earlier, and the Zac and the Zoe not
Dakin
really
going straight back to the top lane
Yep.
here.
I
By
mean,
the looks of things, pinged out this time.
snowballing Rengus is always a good strategy, considering the caliber of the player that he has available.
That's true.
To help out in that top lane. Right now, we just see Darkbla is under his tower, so it might be a tough gank to pull off, but he's just going to redirect in the mid lane here. And CProm might be looking for an escape. Has the Proto Belt, actually, if he wants to try dash out of this one. He's going to go the long way around, though. Dano not going to connect with the Justice Punch, but the Glacial Prison does come down. Cleanse and Flash used from CProm to get himself to safety. Yeah. And he will be fine for the moment. Down both the Summoners, but he's still standing.
Yeah, expected that here from CProm. Quite clean. And
Dakin, okay, he's taken a couple too many of those Zoe Qs, and might not want to stick around for that long. He's still alive, but you have to be careful.
Really do, and so does Darkbla here now with NSG looking towards the top side of the map, and
Hextech Ultimatum coming in. Dano as well joining with the Hero's entrance. They really want this Urgot, but Darkbla able to get back to safety with his flash, so he will be fine for now. Jeez, NSG really focusing on this top side.
They really are. Maybe they see Darkbla as a weak point, or rather Rengus as a strong point in their team, and are focusing on that. And I think it is really the right option here from NSG, as they do have that scaling bot lane, and both of these bot lanes just seem to be, just wet noodle fights.
Oh, stopwatch being used in the mid lane here. Let's Bounce is flashed out of by Dano. They're able to blow the Galio Summoners once again. Glue putting a lot of pressure on this mid lane. So you can see which lanes both these teams are certainly focused on. Which players, I think especially, they want to put in the lead. So far, NSG just having a little bit more success.
Just a little bit. It does seem, though, that they do...
Dano has to be tired of Gloop at this point. Stretching Strike connects, but Dano can still just walk away. He is not being given a free moment in this lane with how often the Zac... Okay.
That one was definitely a mistake.
I'm pretty sure
he meant a redemption.
That was a Spell Thief one, yeah. That was a whoops.
That was a whoopsie. You'll have that though. I mean,
He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He can just pick up whatever other spell lands on the ground. And like right now, he has a flash, so he can still get away, even if he used his own flash to get away from the gank beforehand. Dr. Yeti and Adzi making a bit of a roam. They are going to pop the Vision Plant, but nothing there for them.
Nothing at the moment. Both these bot lanes just wanting to scale up at the moment, and that's what both of them are doing. Nobody focusing towards this bot side, which did seem like something that would be a point of contention for Phelan, because they had all those globals banned away from them. So we were thinking maybe they might play around the bot side, but having Cabby in here, maybe the reasoning for changing that up and going with C-Prom.
Speaking of Cabby, he looks like he might be caught out here after the Drake goes down. Early flash from Cabby, responded to by Dr. Yeti, and now they're trying to get him away. Walkoth used for this Lulu, but the stone still comes in. Gloob going to go over the wall though and try to finish off this Braum. Heal will be used, forcing the stopwatch out of Dr. Yeti, and now Phelan might just be calling for the retreat. Dano close to that bot side as well, and C-Prom a little bit too far away to join in. NSG trying to find the fight there, but not able to get any kills from it.
No kills, and Lulu still did have that stopwatch available. So does Iceliny. You know, doesn't seem to be too much of a scare here for Phelan, the spot side. That was much closer for the side of NSG. And,
Dakin might be caught out here. Flash is available, but he has the Arctic Assault to jump away first. Iceliny does want to follow, so we'll use the rocket jump over the wall, but Dakin not really taking the damage. The teleport comes down. Nice stopwatch, but I think Iceliny might just still be going down anyway, as he is surrounded on all sides. Flash from him will just be followed up with a taunt from the Galio. Too much CC for the AD carry to contend with. Dakin gets the kill, and now they are following onto Gloob. Hextech Ultimatum and Hero's Entrance. Another stopwatch to use, but another stopwatch not going to save a life, as it will be the Zac going down eventually. The kill given over to Adzi, but NSG wants even more. They found Cabby on the side. We already saw him use his Summoner spell and his ultimate, so he will go down to this Kog'Maw. Double kill for Adzi, and NSG with a big win.
And that is huge for NSG here. I'm loving this combo that they have going down with the Camille Galio, both using their ultimate on, say, the one person there. Didn't work out perfectly with the Gloob there, because he did have that stopwatch available. But later on in the game, this is going to be devastating. I feel like this is going to be huge, especially with the fact that Camille is getting so big. This was NSG's plan all along. And, you know, they are executing it really well. And they're also giving away these kills to Adzi, who is just going to be huge on this Kog'Maw then. So they have multiple options available to go from with here. And here we go, just bit of like a TP coming in when they have the TP advantage on the side of NSG. This is what they set up for with all these kills. And Iceliny just getting, he thinks he's going to get away, but you know, there's a Dano following him down. Renga see Gloob using that stopwatch at a precise moment, but not enough to save him there. And we just have so many NSG members down here in the bot side, whereas, you know, Phelan are very split up in this scenario. And there's nobody saving you there, Cabby. Stopwatch or no stopwatch, you're going down.
Yeah.
Along
NSG
with three of your members, rather.
3-4-0
yeah,
was that fight for NSG. And now they have moved their Kog'Maw and Braum to that top side.
And a Drake as well.
To try get that tower down and extend their lead even further. Gloob is there, but so is Dakin. The early flash from the Zac to try get him to safety, but NSG can follow. The two Freljord champions, Sejuani and Braum, have way too much crowd control. They're going to follow it up with the Glacial Prison. Still safe for Darkfly here. He's going to flash away as well, but they should still be able to get this. Dr. Yeti is the one who has to take the kill. 7-1. NSG taking the Brazil lead over here. C-Prom, though, going to see if he can trade this one back, because he hits the Sleepy Trouble Bubble onto this Braum, but not a lot of damage yet, just with those autos. So NSG can swarm back towards the tower, take that down, 2-0 in that regard, really, and a big kill lead.
And Rengus is just pushing this bot lane out, second tier tower. With Darkblack going down, he has just free reign, banging on this second tier tower here. Meanwhile, they can just take the Rift Herald here. It seems to be just one after the other. Like, they win one fight, and they're taking control of the game.
NSG really rolling here after a tricky start in that top side. They quickly found their feet and now are at the point where they are able to take objective after objective and just steamroll Phelan wherever they find them on the map. Renga's a big power point around that bottom side. The rest of the team making nice moves in unison. Maybe the mid lane tower is the next focus, and Phelan need a response for this Camille if they're to try distribute their defenses appropriately.
Yeah, and they do have a lot of people grouped around the bot mid side. Meanwhile, Kog'Maw just scaling up in that top lane. Taking out a few things. He's going to go back, get a few items for himself. Get a little bit of farm, few assists. Not too bad for him.
Yep.
And meantime, Phelan don't seem to be making many attempts at coming back in this. They're kind of just leaving everything to go, or so it seems. Maybe they should be focusing on this bot side, maybe catch out Rengus, but for the moment he does have quite good vision that he will not be caught out.
And Phelan, like we said, have been forced to make a few role swaps. They have a substitute in, so the coordination might not be there to match up against a team the caliber of NSG, and maybe that's what's showing in the fact that they cannot make these aggressive plays. NSG, though, looking to make another move for an objective here. That mid lane outer tower being the focus, but Phelan have a lot of members nearby. Gloob is waiting over the wall if he wants to try start a fight here. Winding up the elastic slingshot, goes straight on to Azzy. That's exactly what he wants, and he pulls the Kog'Maw under tower, but another stopwatch is there, and Hero's entrance will force Phelan away here. They're trying to finish off the tower here. The auto's not going in just yet, so Dakin is tacking this up the whole time. Has to Arctic Assault away from that one, and the Sejuani very, very low, but in comes Rengus looking for Darkblood on the side, and he's just shredding through the Urgot. Now they're able to focus him up, but as he finishes off the Urgot on the side, looking for Galio at the back, the kill will go over to Zoe, but already 2 for NSG. Oh, in comes C-From. There's that big damage from Zoe Q coming in, but Iceland is going to be the next one caught out here. They're looking for Cabby as well. C-Prom, the one man against the world here, trying to finish off Rengus. It's a triple kill for the Zoe, looking for the Quadra. If he can just get it to Dakin, but Dr. Yeti able to block it up. Sleepy Trouble Bubble will get the Braum, and Dakin might just be home free at the cost of his support. Quadra kill for the C-Prom. He is the one man carrying Phelan through that fight.
A one-man army, but you can't just give it to him. Gloob with the initial engaged there and wanting to make something happen. We were talking about, we were like, Phelan, you kind of have to make something happen. And here's a replay. Gloob coming in, pulling the Kog'Maw and everyone under the tower, and just, you know, look at Dakin. He's hitting the tower like saying, come on guys, we can get this down real quick. Has had bad experiences with towers this game, but we'll say nothing about it. Azzy just here on the side, trying to put out as much damage as he can. But C-Prom was playing this so well all fight long, and just takes out that Kog'Maw with the Q. That one was really nice, and just hitting those Sleepy Trouble Bubbles and just getting as many as he can. He almost got the Penta there.
That
Look
would
at
have
the
been
burn.
a Penta if he just managed to finish that off.
That was like 1 HP on the Penta. He was so close. Oh my goodness, C-Prom.
Yeah. He'll watch that one back, and
he will definitely
will be just maybe kicking himself that he wasn't able to finish off that one, but still, that gives Phelan some hope. They're still quite a bit behind, but they've shown that they can fight around this Zoe, and I mean, she has the Morellos, she has the Lich Bane now, so it's certainly a big threat. Adzi will have to be careful. He'll be calling for his team to just stand in the way, block the damage coming through from the C-Prom.
Oh, C-Prom played that so well. Right now he is looking really big, and he had so much focus in the ban phase by NSG. Like, they knew this was their powerhouse in the mid lane, and they really, really targeted him, and he's just able to deal with that, and has that Zoe picked and just playing really well on it. Do you know what's got to be upsetting for Gloob? He brought in all those people in under the turret. No, he didn't get 1 assist.
Oh no, that's the stopwatch. They delayed the fight for so long here. Rift Herald going to be used in the bottom lane to take that one out, and Gloob actually now looking to jump in.
Rengus going for the
2v1 first, and the Camille has a lot of damage right now. Going to use the Hextech ultimate to try and finish off the Urgot, the big damage source first. Kabi dies elsewhere in the map, and Rengus might be able to get the kill onto Darkblood. Does finish that one off. Now looking for Gloob under the tower. Rift Herald is still going for the towers, but Rengus might have the side set on the champion with Dano there as well. But NSG want to keep their eye on getting the structure down first. It will make things a lot easier for them. C-Prom though around the side looking for the flank. Sleepy Trouble Bubble will connect onto Rengus here, looking to finish off the kill onto Camille as they try to pick up the Zac on the side of NSG. Iceland going to jump into melee range, but Rengus is going to be dropped as well as Gloob. Dano now being focused up by the 2 damage members on the side of Phelan here. Just is blocked by Slidey.
That was so smart.
Really nice rocket
really
jump
well
there.
played. Look at NSG here going away, taking down this Baron. But that was a really good play here. Started out by Rengus. And has Dano on the side there, able to use that grand entrance in. They managed to take down that inhib tower, and just really well played here. Like, Rengus was just going for the 2v1 and he was winning it alone. Never mind Dano coming in there. And they managed to get out that turret, 2 turrets out of that, and have that inhib open here. Feeling looking for a small trade in return, but it is not much compensation for a Baron 2 towers inhib as well. Here is the replay that happened in the top lane that we didn't even get to see.
Yeah.
Adzi
That's cog mod
killing,
damage.
just cog mod things, you know. Managed to just about take down this tower, and powered auto attack from Rengus does do so much damage to these towers as well. Here we go, we'll say it, boom. Oh,
Sleepy Triple Bubble though, actually, it's when the trap explodes, that's when it catches him out. And
yeah, just about.
he has to keep his distance from Cprom, who still finds him.
He still finds him, just about. Dano kind of just dying there, and we see down in the bottom left-hand corner, Mounted Drake going straight across to NSG. They're just taking control of everything on the map right now. They do have that pressure, they do have that lead, that they are able to do this.
You can see them closing in on that bottom side of the map. The exposed inhibitor is being pinged out.
Yeah, they're really wanting to close this out here. And they know that Camille can just take control of this topside jungle. Oh, look at this.
Kloof just being absolutely shredded here by Rengus. Rengus going to get himself his 5th kill of the game here and jumping onto this Urgot to see if he can make it a 6. Darkblaw hammering away with the Urgot W, and Rengus might have to back off for the moment here, but the inhib going down on the bottom side. Those Baron buff minions helping NSG out in that scenario. And this is the perfect situation here. Rengus creating the mismatch on that top side while the rest of the team with the man advantage can keep the push going.
Yeah, Rengus is doing so much work here. And this is Darkblaw, or rather Dakin coming up to the top side of the map and being able to put Rengus ahead. So really good by him there. So we'll have to see how this goes. A little bit of a pause here.
Yeah, the classic.
The classic.
We pretty much always get these, but indeed, I mean, feeling certainly there are some strong points. Cprom having a really good game so far on this Zoe, but it just seemingly is not enough. NSG, Rengus having a huge game from the rest of the team playing very well around him. Azzy as well has been getting fed throughout the game, managing to pick up kills left, right and center and really turning strong. And I think especially when it comes to the macro right now, NSG are just miles ahead of Feeling.
NSG are really miles ahead of Feeling, but I think that did come from the early game and giving the lead to Rengus. I mean, we've seen him solo kill Darkblaw in this top lane as well, and you kind of see that lead is really kind of set the pace for the whole game. Like, we have Feeling putting a lot of members to whatever side of the map that Rengus is going to, and then they have a numbers disadvantage elsewhere, or the numbers disadvantage is farming away, or they're coming down, and then from the side of NSG, they're just taking objectives as they please, you know?
Yeah, and I think another thing is that now that we've gone through the first 20-25 minutes of the game, it is really becoming clear just how good NSG's draft is. It's not only fits in really well with the meta, the fact they have the Kog'Maw and they have the big tanky champions around him to keep him alive. They also have Rengus in a really good position on a carry champion, and Dano as well, coming up against Feeling's strongest player, not going for something too aggressive, not playing something too risky. He is just playing Galio as a bit more defensive here, can support his team. We come back in and immediately Darkblaw misses his ultimate.
Story of the game. No. We're just kidding.
I'm not sure he would have killed him anyway, so it's a bit unfortunate here. He's had a rough time against one of Ireland's premier top laners here, who is showing his stuff. 5-2 and 4 on this Camille.
Yeah.
Such a threat from the first kill he was able to get.
Yeah, exactly what he wants to be playing. We talked about it early on in the draft phase. You know, we played against that.
Dr. Yeti flashing forward. He wants to play here onto
clean.
Cprom, trying to get this Zoe
One more
down
auto.
before she can have an
One more
impact
auto.
here. Lulu ultimate is coming through, and it will be the shutdown coming in for Adzi here. He's now hammering away on the rest of Feeling because he knows there's
Look
no
at
one
this
else that can
Kog'Maw
stop him.
damage.
Double kill coming in for the Pugmaw here. NSG clearing out the members of Feeling from under the tower.
Just absolutely demolishing them. This is the time when Kog'Maw comes online, and he is just shredding through the side of Feeling. That was a really clean play here by Dr. Yeti, though, flashing over that bubble and just going ham on Cprom, knowing that he would be
Rengus going to continue straight onto the 80 carry and completely blows up by Slimy Gloop, doing his best with the Let's Bounce to see what he can do, but with the rest of his team gone, not much he can really do in that situation as the Zac here, and NSG coming in as strong as we would have expected.
25-minute finish. Absolutely well played here from NSG. Closing out that game really strongly. Managed to even get 2 inhibs down in that time. So that was clean from the side of NSG. Seemed to be wrapping up their mistakes here and there. They had a little bit of a slip in the early game, but they came back from that, and they just took control of the map, and just absolutely really well done by them.
Certainly, like I said, pointing out the strengths of their draft and the execution as well was exactly what they needed. Obviously, that little slip up top side, they were not phased by it as maybe you would have expected this team to be. They managed to recover just as they needed to and win in a fashion that we would expect of a team of this level.
Yeah, and we saw that their plan was to go to that top side consistently. And once it didn't work out the first time, they didn't falter at that point. They just said, this is our plan. We're going to go for it. We know it's going to work. And did go back, repeated ganks on Darkblah. And that did put Rengus ahead and really helped out in that scenario. So,
certainly. Well played from NSG. They will be up against Same Gaming next, as we are going to cut to a short break as the teams get ready for the second game of the evening. So stick around and we'll be back with the next one in just a few.
Starvin'? Then get Marvin. Order takeaway online from the Marvin app. You will find exclusive deals from your favorite local restaurants. Search, order, and get it delivered right to your door. Get the app now and get more with Marvin.
Inside
We saw NSG take down Phelan in quite convincing fashion in our first game of the day, but their games for the evening aren't done just yet. They are now up against Same Gaming in Week 2 of the Raid Ireland Pro League, and this is a rematch from the qualifier and a rematch that we have been hotly anticipating.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's going to be spicy.
Spicy.
Exactly.
Their qualifier match was a bit memey, I think, and obviously an upset win for Same Gaming at the time. Like I said, the source of many a meme. From the meme team of Ireland, as you would expect.
As you would expect, and we will see what SG have to pull out here, and maybe beat NSG again, but NSG did look really strong in that last game, so it's going to be a big feat for SG to actually overcome, I think.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, Same Gaming did actually, in the first game of the day, pick up a win over Greentown Company. Their first win of the competition so far. So that means every team in the competition now has at least one win, which is nice. But certainly they'll look to keep that momentum going. I think, obviously, after a rough first week where they lost to Ferocity and then the Oof Brigade, this is a much brighter sign for a team who have shown that they can pull out these kinds of wins before.
Yeah, and I mean, having that win as well gives you that bit of momentum coming into the next game, bit of extra motivation. It is a really good position to be in, and you're really kind of hyped to win, especially if it's going to be a matchup like this is highly contested and, anticipated match from both teams. So, they will be quite hyped for this game, I think.
Indeed. On the other side, though, NSG, I think, while Same Game will be looking to once again prove that they are a real player, NSG will be aiming to prove that last time was more of a fluke and that they are consistently the ones on top. I mean, you would on paper expect them to defeat Same Gaming, and you imagine that they're certainly motivated in this particular matchup to really perform and defeat their opponents.
Yeah, no, they definitely should, and they do have the seemingly stronger roster, but not really sure how they'll fare out. Maybe something will go wrong again. Maybe they've corrected their mistakes from the first time around. Maybe it wasn't the meta in their favor. Maybe they have a better grasp on the meta now. So I don't know. We'll just have to see how it fares out. But either way, it's going to be big memes.
Big memes indeed.
For big games.
Well, I mean, the one thing from that first game we took is that while it was very nicely put together strategy and well executed strategy from NSG, wasn't totally flawless.
No.
There was that mess up top lane early on, and there was a few fights where they were letting CPROM Zoe
bit
really
overzealous as well
in
some fights. And Phelan did try to kind of bring it back, and they did seem to be. But at the same time, it seemed like, they had a few flaws that could be picked at, and it seems like almost maybe Phelan were a bit of a weaker team, and SG might have a better opportunity to pick at those flaws,
Indeed, it's SG, a team who, when they're on their day, it's like a very cohesive unit. They can work very well together and take down opponents like almost David Gertz's Goliath. Strong opponents that they seemingly shouldn't be able to overcome. They can band together. It's just like
well, they've taken them down before,
exactly.
So it's not as much of a David versus Goliath story here.
Yeah. So David's been hitting the gym. He's David's getting swole.
He's doing some round 2 stuff.
He's catching up there. Goliath's keeping an eye like, oh man, he's getting pretty swole. But I mean, yeah, like
you, Whimsy, you working out, man?
Man, okay. After stream, we can compare. But I mean, definitely, it's like they said, they are getting more of these results. And while week 1 was, as you said, not the best for them, there's enough there over the past few months, at least, to indicate that they can pull out these performances. They're not quite at the top level. They're not matching like teams like Sentinel or NSG or even the old Phelan. But certainly they're kind of on a path there. And you think that if they make a few more improvements, they could find themselves at that level eventually.
Yeah, no, definitely if they put in the work, they're definitely like an upper mid team, I feel.
Yeah.
And they could definitely make it into those top tier teams and be able to take wins off them and do things.
All it'll take is a few more jacket sales.
A few more jacket sales.
Maybe they can buy a star player.
Buy a star player.
Make a key transfer. They'll
maybe slip Rengus a few. But hey, Rengus, check PayPal.
Free jackets.
Yeah.
Or they could buy Blue Bullberry a bigger champ pool, but I'm not sure No flame here. It's I can see our cameraman on the other side.
He's just laughing away.
He's having a good giggle. But I mean, definitely, like I said, it's just like a few more things that they maybe need to improve. Oh no,
that was great.
He's gonna give out to me when he sees
Maybe.
this one. But yeah,
Have a man playing too much mid lane. Not enough AD carry.
Hey man, mid lane was good enough to beat you 2-0 in ICC. But like definitely, it's a team.
That's true.
Like I said, he's been playing pretty well at AD carry. Last week wasn't so good for them. I think their bot lane was had a tough time. Obviously, they were letting against Void and Blaze in one of the games, which is
yeah, that's a rough game.
that's a tricky task.
That's always a tricky task.
Yeah, but I mean, even then they. I think they didn't have the best time. I think it was the 8.1 meta that they tried playing the Vayne and it didn't work out so well. So maybe they want to swap to something that can deal with the laning phase a little bit easier. Especially, this isn't the Relic Shield meta anymore though. So I mean, there's a little bit less safety potentially. But against NSG, they don't have to worry about it that much. Adzi and Dr. Yeti. I think last time they were against not a really strong lane in Phelan's bot lane, and they weren't able to show off anything in the laning phase. It was only when they moved outside that Adzi was able to pick up a bunch of kills.
Yeah,
Dr. Yeti
he was
making a few
giving
more
kills kind of here and there, and then kind of put him on the map.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a very boring bot lane here, and I wonder how it'll be this time around. Kevaman and Kevin Blue Bulbury,
the
Kev bot lane.
Yeah.
Seems to be a very aggressive, like they have solo kill people like Void and Blaze in the past in lane, so maybe they'll go for something a little more aggressive. I know that Kevaman can be quite aggressive on that Tristana. Jumping into fights, maybe he shouldn't be picking.
Well, isn't that like a staple of
times.
like Irish AD carries? Is
back to the days of Terrazine.
Questionable use of Tristana W. You have Terrazine, the classic. You have Wolfie. You have Adzi himself. Is a big purveyor of using your W to get yourself in the enemy team.
Yeah.
And then Kevaman, he's keeping up tradition.
Just that's what you gotta do. It's like just any Irish tradition.
Yeah.
You gotta keep it up.
Hey, your W does damage, man. It's big for maximizing your team fight damage.
Yeah, I mean, if you hit 5 people with that W, it's AoE. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Man.
I mean, we're just 10 steps ahead of the regular metagame. Remember, kids, use your Tristana W to damage the enemy team, not to escape.
No. Why would you do that?
Yeah. I mean, plus if you kill people with your W, you get a reset and you can W more people.
Do you know what? There's actually a trend going on here. Void is one person who doesn't do that.
Yeah.
He's very high elo. Maybe they should stop.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I just did the numbers. More W's equals more damage. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
This
is why you're play-by-play.
Hey, man, don't gotta throw that at me. That's not fair. That's the worst cop out from you color casters in any of these arguments. Just that's why you're play-by-play.
Do you mean color caster?
Oh no. But yeah, looking forward to this. With these teams still getting ready, probably just fixing up with the Tournament Realm clients. It's been a little bit dodgy today. I know that there's no actually ability to chat while you're in the client, which is
it's kind of really makes it hard to kind of communicate problems and things.
Exactly.
You have to go to Discords and all kinds of things. So,
but hopefully we can get into this one soon. Like we said, we're very excited to get this game started here.
They're just making us hype up more memes and stuff,
Exactly, yeah.
Just keep talking about the jackets, keep talking about the...
That's what I said. We should have come out to stream with... I don't know how many of you have seen the relevant copy pasta coming from their previous one, but the guys with the copy pasta with the sunglasses and the pistols,
Oh, yeah, we definitely should have... I have glasses there.
It's the meme team of Ireland, boys, but yeah.
Hold up, Whimsy.
We're definitely stalling for type here. But yeah, right. But like I said, hopefully we can get sorted this one pretty soon. Like I said, one we're looking forward to. Any matchups in particular that across the map that you're especially hyped for this game?
Matchups. Let's see. I am going to go with... I'm going to go with bot lane.
Bot lane?
Yeah. I'm hoping maybe the Kev Joel in the bot lane on the side of SG can actually pull out something here against NSG. They played very safe last game. Both teams played very safe in the bot lane last game. And maybe they'll look to play around Kevaman a little bit. He is one of their better players on the team and can definitely do something. So if they focus that, NSG did seem to be very afraid of the globals in the last game. Asper Boss is quite good at that Shen, at those globals as well. So maybe NSG might pull out some kind of similar bans. Take away that Braum. Blue Bromberry.
Yeah.
That's him.
I was actually thinking NSG, because they do the coin flip for the size, so I was wondering if Same Gaming wanted that, NSG would probably have to ban away the Brom. But they could have just first picked it themselves, maybe not considering it for a comp this game, so that'll be their first ban. The response is, Same Gaming must have just seen what happened with Rengus
Exactly.
Camille,
It
so
was just
it's
like,
gone.
if they were just watching the stream, they were like, Rengus on Camille, not a good idea.
Yeah, certainly. Malzahar going to be the second ban away from Sick left. Certainly something in his wheelhouse. Pretty defensive champion. Big impact in terms of CC and fights. Rise the response as
Rise
well.
taken away like last time as well.
Yep.
Taken away from Dano in the mid lane. Really good champion pickup.
Dano
Dano
not
has
gonna
played
be
a good bit of it
seeing
as well.
that one today. And you imagine Dano will want to be, after playing Galio in the first game, he may be looking for more of an individual show-off performance in Game 2 here. Last ban coming in from Nuclear Storm, though, in a second. For this first phase, still quite a lot of options here for Same Gaming in terms of champions that they will have high priority on. But the Lulu will be the ban, actually. So 2 bans towards the Same Gaming captain.
Yeah, the Lulu being taken away here from Blue Bulberry. I'm not too sure how well he's been faring on that lately. I think that's more of a almost like a wasted ban here, and that's no kind of kicks on Blue Bulberry, but more kind of inside information on what they've liked to be playing lately.
Yeah,
and it's something he has played and has tried out a bit, but not something obviously that NSG want to see being paired up with some kind of hyper carry that Kevaman may be playing.
It's a Kog'Maw ban coming in here for Same Gaming. So another ban they took away that NSG played last game.
I'm seeing it.
There are still big
I
picks
was
for
about to
Adzi
say.
if they want it.
They're going to pick up the
Tristana, the focus here, they're going to get that first for themselves. So
100%.
you can see NSG's priority working down here. They want the Kog'Maw. If that's not up, they're going to go for the Trist second. Fiora instantly locked in. I was thinking that might be something that NSG banned, because that is Esper Boss's #1 champion.
That's a great pickup as well with the Galio and taking that away from Dano.
Yeah.
Played it last game. I think SG are really getting a fairly decent draft here.
Nunu the response though, and you know who else is open? Azir. Dano might be thinking of that.
That's disgusting.
That will
giving that extra 40%
so
AP.
tough to deal with.
Okay.
Yep. That
It's
is
hotfix,
oh, this is the hotfix version of things. So, but it's still, still a potent combo.
It is still a really strong
combo. Since they changed Nunu, so they will get that for themselves here. And Dano,
I'm liking these
Dano has to be happy.
summoners. I'm loving these summoners here on the side
Oh,
of
yeah.
NSG. The old run it down mid strategy, big brother.
They're flaming each other in pre-game chat, and that's why they're all just getting ready to
Wow,
go.
you picked me, Nunu? Oh, wait, he picked it first.
We don't want Nunu, I want Lee Sin.
Yeah.
Well, Same Gaming though, last pick in the first phase, maybe looking for a jungler for themselves. Sejuani could be the call here, and we're seeing the Galio mid, the tanky jungle, the Sejuani jungle. A lot of what I think NSG actually took in their previous draft.
Yeah.
SG may be denying something, but I think this actually fits their comp very well. They can play around that Esper boss Fiora quite a bit, and if they get a hyper carry, AD carry, once again, it'll allow Kevaman himself to shine.
I'm trying to think now of what Same Gaming will pick up for this bot lane. They are looking to
I like the Jace ban.
pick it up late here because maybe they do want this priority for the bot lane, like we talked about, saying that this might be the matchup here that may separate the two teams, and that they can definitely win out and try and win out that game. For the Varus ban away here, really good ban. Take away another one of those hyper carries here. Something that we do see a lot as well when Kog'Maw and Trist are gone away.
Vlad ban, last one is
Vlad ban.
I'm liking this. It's 2 bans away from that top lane, and 2 picks that could, I think, really hurt this Fiora and put Esper Boss in a tricky position, kind of limiting the squishy champion pool and maybe pushing Rengus more towards something tankier, which Fiora really likes.
Yeah, that is exactly what Fiora likes, and would be really beneficial so that he doesn't go out of control. The Vayne ban away. That's not something I was expecting here. I was expecting more of a Xayah or something like that. Draven.
Oh no.
My boy Kevaman.
No,
he knows who's casting this game.
Kevaman,
he knows.
Kevaman, if you lock in Draven, we will not hear about it until the Nexus explodes. Because it'll just be Draven.
That's all.
Ezreal, okay.
I mean, if you pick Draven, isn't it all Draven?
Exactly, but I mean, there's other things to talk about on the map, but
no,
obviously John loves Draven, so they are going to go with the Ezreal though, so Ezreal left to lock in.
It's a fairly decent pickup here. Don't think it fits too well on the team, but I don't think Kevaman has too much more.
Oh wow, Rengus. Okay, Rengus goes for the Malphite.
Look at the summoners on this side. Kevin Man doing a little
Is
bit
he
here
doing
on
the
this
copy?
side.
Okay, so Rengus last week played Malphite against Resolve, and he got 14 kills. He absolutely
I did see that, actually.
destroyed them
Yes.
on that champion. It was absolutely crazy to see.
That's scary.
So maybe he's doing it again. I don't think Fiora against
I don't think
Malphite
Fiora has
is-
problems with that.
Yeah.
But I heard that last time the other top laner, Rasser, didn't have problems with it, but everyone else on the map did.
Yeah.
So maybe this is the solution.
That's a LeBlanc. I am. Oh, hang on a second. Wait a minute. I got. Give us a second while me and John try to work this out. Okay.
There you go.
Remake pick
Worked
ban.
it out, guys.
Yeah. We thought so hard we broke the pick ban. It was actually a DC from the support, so we will be remaking again, and we will have to wait a little bit more time. I'm really excited to see the Malphite, though. That's, I mean, I think
I'm excited for the LeBlanc support. No.
I don't know. I remember. Oh, back in my coaching days of yesteryear, having to put more poor Bat Rastar's Malphite against Zizzle's Fiora, which was a tricky time because
Oh, those guys.
Zizzle,
Okay.
yes,
I thought you were talking even earlier.
You were on that team. Oh no, Lulu Cog also never
Oh,
give
yeah.
up, guys. But I mean, certainly, Fiora has a lot she can do in that matchup. She can kind of just dance around the Malphite, but Rengus, last week he showed that he can not only play this champion but have a really high impact on it.
Used to put Bat Rastard on that, but I thought it was also Tam Kench. It was Tam Kench all the time. Remember that? Those were the great
Yeah,
days.
I mean, he's a tank player only. He Nautilus specifically,
Nautilus,
sort of.
Tam Kench, Malphite,
Akali,
and now it's Kali.
yeah,
Where did it all go
classic tank.
wrong? Where did it all go wrong?
Every day we stray further from God's light. But I mean, like I said, it's Esper Boss on his signature champion here, and he's going to be eyeing that one, I think, up. Like he gets Fiora banned away from him so
He
often.
does.
It's really surprising to see it go through. But
It wasn't something I thought about straight away either, but then when he picked it, I was like, oh, of course.
also,
Asper Boss and the Fiora.
I actually just remembered NSG didn't ban away the Fiora in their first game, and the Fiora was absolutely huge in why NSG lost that game. Rengus played Kennen that time around, which I think Kennen should be doing okay. Kennen not particularly strong in this meta, but he has those ranged autos. He can kind of wreck that Fiora in the early phases of the game. Malphite maybe not able to do as much of that, but like we said, Rengus, if he has himself together a little bit more, maybe has a few tricks up his sleeve.
Definitely does here. I'm excited to see what's going to come out in the support position as well to match that Ezreal in the bot lane, because Lulu Braum taken away from Blue Bulbury. So I'm wondering where he's going to go with that will fit into their comp.
Also, he's going to lose out on another potential pick.
That will be taken away from him.
Dr.
obviously.
Yeti gets the first one on that, so he will likely...
Unless they go with Dr. Yeti support Nunu.
They could. I mean,
never know.
It's a flex
It
pick
is a flex.
for NSG. I mean, they could potentially go there if they want to give something else to Dakin. I'm not sure.
I don't expect it, but
Yeah,
it's something
I'm
that-
thinking they're probably going to go for... I mean, Dr. Yeti's favorite thing to go for is those big tanky champs. You have the Alistair, you can play
Leona,
the Taric,
yeah.
Leona as well as another one, actually. And if they really want to pressure that bot lane out, that could be an option. Like
I
said,
feel
there's
like
a
that's
lot
something
of things.
that would be a good takeaway as well, is the Taric, because it's something that Blue Bulbury does play.
Yeah.
And that would be something that would take it away from him and would be a fairly strong pickup for the side
I mean,
of
you get to
SG.
those later stages, and you have the Taric ultimate to keep your team alive. You have the Blood Boil from Nunu to buff them up. You have then Azir and Tristana hammering
Azir
away.
Tristana, it's just
A lot of damage will be coming through at that point.
Malfito, straight
Malfito,
in.
yeah, one shot with unstoppable force is maybe not one shot, but okay. Here we are back in pick ban, so we should be going through the first few. This seems to pretty much do exactly what they did before, because it's the support's last two to pick, conveniently enough.
Oh no, Aatrox is banned. No,
The strongest
fake ban.
champion in the game
Fake
finally
ban.
taken away.
Why do you do this?
Fake ban.
Ban the same ones as last time. Come on,
Make
guys.
champ select great again. But yeah, I mean, so we're talking about probably tanky support for both these teams, because I mean, to be honest, that's where both of these supports excel.
Yeah,
and
it
it's
is.
what's strong in the meta right now.
It's
so
true. It's true. It's definitely true.
Fits well with both of their comps too. I mean, there's no reason for them to really stray away from that. It's just kind of what they want. Do you want protective like the Tahm Kench or the Taric? Do you want heavy engage like the Leona or the Alistair?
Yeah, I'm thinking from the side of SG, they already have a bit of engage here with the Sejuani. Follow-up wouldn't be too bad, but I feel like Taric would work out pretty well for them.
I think
but they already have that
yeah.
protection with the Galio as well. So it is, and they only have an Ezreal. It's not like they have some kind of hyper carry.
As like it's not a case of you need to dedicate resources
Yeah,
to keep
yeah,
Kevin
no,
Man alive.
exactly.
Because
So
Kevin Man
it's-
should be fairly self-sufficient.
It's true, so I'm not really sure. Like, personally, I wouldn't.
Brand support.
Brand, definitely. Just
Yeah.
straight up brand support. Draven support? That's why they were hovering it.
No Draven. No Draven. No, not today. So we'll get the support picks coming in here. I think NSG, they could be doing a little bit better with that protective support. Like we said, the Taric, if they want to go for it. Kench as well could go well with this comp. A lot of options. But Alistair, they're going to go for that. So
Alistair.
I mean, Tristana, Alistair can fight you very easily if they catch you out.
I would have actually preferred the Taric on the side of NSG here, but at the same time, I don't know what same gaming they're going to pick.
I think
maybe they could bait it out that they want them to pick the Taric because I don't feel it's that great in the comp.
nope,
And that's
there
what
we go.
happens. I don't feel it's that great. I really don't. It's not bad with Ezreal alone as a duo in the bot lane because Ezreal does have that arcane shift in.
Yeah.
While the Dazzle is on and really can mess people up with that. But I don't see it as an overall good pick for the rest of this comp.
I think looking at the same gaming comp, it's very tanky,
Yeah.
but a little bit low on the damage side. I
Yeah.
mean, you kind of have, there's no, I mean, compare it to NSG, when you get to that late stage, you know that Azir and Tristana will be good
It's over.
for doing that damage.
Yeah.
But on the other side, it's a case of Galio's not going to be doing a ton. Ezreal right now, when you're going more that Iceborne Gauntlet build, is not going to be taking too much damage. Maybe Kevin Man wants to go Triforce.
I think he'll probably go Triforce.
So
Play
he'll
the Rune King
be a
probably,
little
actually,
bit
as
better
well.
in that regard, but still not going to be matching the damage of the other two carries. Fiora is a big damage threat, but a little bit more isolated in the side lane, so it's not going to come together. They'll be beefy, but they kind of have to maybe just get a couple of kills, maybe get themselves in a good spot early on so they can kind of take an advantage in terms of gold so their damage really matches what NSG is bringing.
Yeah, that's true. I have seen Ezreals do a lot of damage, though. I like really good Ezreals. I've seen some of them. And there are some in the ICE tournament as well. Shout out to my boy Cramp.
To your boy Cramp. Yeah.
Very good on Ezreal.
Trained by John himself before turning to the dark side.
Turning
and
to the dark side.
defeating him. I don't think John has ever felt so
It
sad
was
in
his
the back.
birthday.
It was his oh, so you let him
So I
win.
had
Alright,
to.
Yeah,
I had to.
That's fair.
Come on, man.
But yeah, certainly, like you said, he went, and it was on 8.2 as well, and he went
Yeah.
like 13-0 and 12 on that
Hey, like,
champion.
I don't know. I feel like you can do
Yes.
a lot.
I
with-
think a lot of it is a case of you get yourself ahead, you have Klepto, so you have a lot of gold, and you just get those items so early.
Play the Rune King on him
and
right
wreck
now
people.
is
That too,
actually
yeah.
is like really good to kind of pair it up. And if you can weave in the autos really well with your Q as well,
Yeah.
it actually does an immense amount of damage. If you're good on the champ.
If you're good
we'll
on the
see. Calling you out, Kevin Man. See if you're good on that
Like
champ.
we said, Kevin Man, he's had some good performances for this team. He's had a few that haven't gone so well when the two Kevins are not necessarily on the same page. So which pairing will we see today? If they can match up well against Adzi and Dr. Yeti and maybe thwart some of the aggressiveness that NSG's duo should be looking to try, they could put themselves in a good spot. We are getting ready on Summoner's Rift for the second game of the evening. The fourth game of the tournament for both of these teams. NSG 2-1 on the blue side. Same Gaming 1-2 on the red side.
Yeah, and just a little bit of an invade here on the top side. They managed to get that ward over onto
quick.
that was a really quick ward out. Really nice ward as well, because all of SG went to this bot side and they were hoping to do something. Maybe they had I'm not really, they got the wards in, but I'm not really sure if there was another intention other than that, because they could have sent at least one of the members to the top side outside those raptors and maybe thwart that.
Stopwatch count for this game is 6.
1 less than last time.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mamascount.
Also, minion team
Rengus.
materializer. Rengus going to look to see if he can disrupt this red buff take because he knows it is going down. So just going to send Seismic Shard and an Arcane Comp
A little arcane
the way of
that
SG.
way.
So
Didn't really do anything, but
did a little bit of damage.
we'll pretend it did
Just a
something.
smidge. Slippy's going to walk away with this red buff though.
Any
and
advantage you can get, and that's what Rengus is all about.
exactly here. What are you expecting from both these junglers this game? Obviously, we know what the Nunu can bring and Sejuani can bring later, but in the early stages, how is that dynamic going to work out?
I'm really not seeing anything happening in both these junglers.
Oh.
I really haven't.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Kevin Man doing a lot of damage. Really good trading down there. Maybe he heard my call out and he's like, I'm gonna show this guy.
Make some big plays in lane.
And then he misses.
And then he misses a minion, but he's still going forward. Aggressive trades here onto
Yeah.
that Tristana. So anything that Dr. Yeti and Anti might want to try early in this lane is likely going to be stunted for now.
Yeah, and this is what we talked about here in just before the game. We talked about what SG will want to be doing is focusing on this bot side because that is where the most lies for them in terms of damage and carryability, I believe. Esper Boss in quite a difficult matchup up against Rengus here. So we'll see how that fares out for him.
Certainly. If SG hadn't...
Not the matchup in itself, but rather the matchup in terms of, I suppose, skill levels or perceived skill levels.
We said Rengus, one of the top players in this tournament, and will be looking to prove what he couldn't last time he went up against Esper Boss, that he can really dominate that lane against SG's top laner on his best champion here. We saw Dakin pathing towards that top side, looking to make an invade for these Raptors and snake him away.
Snake him away.
That's
That's what you're all about, isn't it, Whimsy? He's just like,
That's a myth.
oh no.
That is a myth spread around by a couple of people who are snakes themselves, but is Dakin... he's going to be able to deny a couple of camps from this Sejuani. He was hovering around the bot side, but NSG's duo pushed in, so no real opportunity to make a play there, if that is the plan for Slippy right now. So Dakin kind of just open season on that top side, taking away the jungle
he's just
of his
taking
opponent.
absolutely everything. And not something we mentioned, but there wasn't too much action for this both junglers at the moment.
Esper Boss very far pushed in, and Dakin that top side.
And Rengus, no mana on him though. Very little mana rather. He just gets that mana flow band up though, which will help him out quite a bit. And just helps him a tiny bit, but it is quite hard when you're playing Malphite to keep that mana up. And he's getting shoved in quite a bit here. Esper Boss playing this really well. Knows that he's against the Nunu and has pretty much no threat at all, especially while Rengus has no mana. So, well played by him, and that will try to deny Rengus a little bit of farm.
Indeed, he's just getting a little bit of an advantage in that top lane for himself. No trips from the Nunu to that top side early on to maybe catch the Fiora out, so he can just take that 1v1 as steadily as he would like for the moment. Thinking of an early Drake solo
This
here.
is not something I expected at all. Using that Blast Cone straight across and going for the Drake straight away with a pink. Level 4 Nunu solo Drake. We've seen it a few times. You can do it with Warwick as well.
Yeah.
But pretty smart here from the side of Dakin, and that is what you want. The aim of the game is objective control with Nunu and just trying to help out your team as much as you can. So, well played by Dakin here, sneaking one away.
Early Mountain Drake
Or is it
will...
Snaking Whimsy?
Early Mountain Drake will assist NSG in getting a bit damage down on these structures from 5 minutes in. So a nice call there from Dakin to use his champion pick to take as much of the map as he possibly
Yeah, and he's also
can.
up in CS as well, stealing away those camps on the top side and has 3 camps on his own side left to pick up. So that is decent here from the side of Dakin and NSG. We'll see what Slippy has to offer in response. And he does seem to be going across into this tri-bush in behind NSG, trying to get...
Oh, Blackstone does land on Anti here. Going to try to jump away from this one and is able to get to safety. Dr. Yeti keeping the Sejuani well away from his AD carry. So
That was the combo we talked about earlier. This is something that is quite clean in lane. The Taric Ezreal, maybe not the best pick for the overall team, but is something that SG will focus on in this boss lane. Dr. Yeti might be able to hold this wave. And this is really bad from the side of SG if he does manage to. And ends up stopping their bases. Very decent here by Dr. Yeti. So well played by him. And
being a nuisance for that SG duo lane here. Slippy going to step on in for the red buff, but Dakin knows. Dakin is level 6 here to Slippy's level 4. Big advantage for him. And the rest of NSG looking for the flank here to try catch out the same gaming jungler. Dano as well sends him back with the Emperor's Divide. Gives the first blood over to Adzi.
very, very clean here from the side of NSG. They held it out for a little bit and knew they had... knew they had that Slippy in place just to be able to pick off, and maybe I wonder if that's a lack of communication from the side of SG, not being able to speak and say that people were coming up. Slippy, there are wards on each entrance there for the side of SG, so I don't really see how that went so badly here for the side of SG.
Just a little bit of carelessness for the same gaming jungler, and he pays with his life. Once again, as he able to find himself an early kill, which will help this Tristana get those items a bit quicker. And now Slippy has to settle for his own red buff on the opposite side of the map.
Can't be taking someone else's.
Not quite as tasty as an enemy red buff, so they'll be pretty unsatisfied with that one. Do see these years going to be getting a blue buff for himself as well. Mid lane's been pretty quiet, but Dano finding himself a little bit extra with that assist, and things ticking along nicely for this jungle mid combo. Rengus though actually going in, nice parry there from Esper Boss to stop that. A couple more of those will negate a lot of the impact Rengus will want to have with that ultimate.
Yeah, that's exactly what he wants to do, and seems to be fairly even still on this top lane. Rengus picking up those early tabbies going to really help him out here, this matchup. Bot lane seems to be where the most contention is for at least the side of SG trying to go in. But we'll see how they're faring out in these trades. Fairly decently by the looks of things.
And Kevin Man using the True Shot Barrage to amp up the damage he was doing in that scenario here. You can see he's established an ICS lead for himself.
Yeah.
Has the Sheen and the Tear, so he's got himself a pretty good start here. And same gaming as duo lane, doing quite well for themselves in the early going. The rest of the team may need to match him though if they are to really stand up against NSG. Slippy now looking for a play in the mid lane here. Is level 6, so Glacial Prison is available onto Dano, but both summoners for the Azir, and Slippy's not even going to try right now.
Not even going to try. He was afraid that Azir is just going to go over the wall and have a wasted ultimate.
Oh, engage from Dr. Yeti though. Looking forward to setting up the back, and a lot of damage being focused. Cosmic Radiance will be coming down. Does manage to get the damage reduction in, but Adzi and Dr. Yeti backing off appropriately. Dakin on his way down to support his bot lane even further here. That's the threat. You can't be caught out like that.
You can't, but there's 2 flashes away from the side of NSG here in the bot lane. And an Ignite. This leaves them very vulnerable
and now the flash engage coming in. Heroes entrance as well. They are going hard onto this one. Dr. Yeti being focused, but Unbreakable will mean this Alistar is safe enough. Looking for the taunt at the back. Adzi though heals up as well. And Siglar attacking the tower. Kevin Man does find the kill. Stopwatch will be used by the Galio and NSG. Seeing if they can finish that one off with the snowball, but the damage is not there for Dakin. Same gaming do get the kill that they were looking for under the tower. No more for either team.
And that is the threat of trying to make a play like that. It almost worked out for them, but they did have that Cosmic Radiance to be able to save them, and that stopwatch for the side of SG. They didn't take this into account and blew both their flashes and paid for it dearly with a response engage from SG. Really good here. This is what we talked about, wanting this bot lane to get ahead, and that's exactly what they're doing. Just trying to get this first tower here. A bit of global gold as well will help out for the side of SG if they can, but they're being pressured off.
Oh, Reg is teleported in behind them, just stealthy Malphite coming in. We didn't see that in the side screen, but and it's just absolute slaughter as a result.
We
NSG
did not see that, and neither did SG. And just, that's a really good response here, and maybe they'll be able to take the tower in response. For the side of
gaming caught with their hands in the cookie jar a little bit too long.
Where does this come out of? This... Okay, this is just a setup for the original fight. No flash on Adzi, so Blue Bulberry goes right in. They have that Galio roaming down to be able to ultimate in as well. Slippy not seen thanks to all the pink wards and vision control from the side of SG in the bot lane. Kevin Man able to pick up that with a nice little Q there. Misses his next one, or rather blocked out by Dakin. So they weren't able to take that away. And a little bit of speed forward here. while they try and take these towers. And Galio manages to go base and go back to the mid lane, try and save that out. And Rengus TP's right in behind, and no one from SG notices it, as we didn't either. And just absolutely decimates this three-man lineup, sitting down there trying to get that first tower gold. And in response, NSG actually get it in the bot lane. They get that first tower gold, and a little bit of a lead for everyone else on the map. And this is where this kind of a little bit of a goal lead is coming out here from the side of NSG. So 4 kills to 1, up by 2.5k gold. And you know, this is definitely something that is not to be laughed at from the side of NSG, especially this early on in the game.
Yeah, SG do eventually take that tower down, but they lost quite a bit in that bot lane, just greeding to take that tower, and as a result, they are going to be fighting against a deficit for the moment. And NSG, considering how their comp scales, that's really not the situation SG wanted to be in here. There's damage on their mid lane tower as well, so the potential for NSG to take that. Going to have the Rift Herald as well. Look at the individual gold.
Nice
big advantage for Dakin.
Nice attempt at a steal. I think he was just barely out of range for that. And it was within smite range as well for Slippy, even though they have a Nunu on the side of NSG. So good attempt there, but just about missing out on that.
Look at the goalie that Dakin has, though.
It is actually massive.
Yep.
It's actually massive.
That's how you know you're doing the job in the Nunu. You are getting all the farm in the map. Slippy not able to take
a lot. We've seen this before. We've seen Rengus down on that second tier tower, nobody around.
Well, Berry though, looks like he might be caught out here. NSG going to jump on him. Cosmic Radiance is going to be used, and Siklef will also benefit from that invulnerability here. Now looking to see if they can focus up Dakin. Absolute Zero comes in, and Dano finishes off the kill. They do trade back onto the Nunu, but now Dano is going ham. Rengus ultimate does not connect, but has the seismic shard. Slippy going to go over the wall, but Rengus just about has the damage to finish that one off. 2 for 1 in favor of NSG. They have the top tower as well.
Scorch,
looking for a third one now. Heroes enters to try bail out Kevin Man, and Siklef will jump on in, but they lose the tower, they lose even more members, and they are falling further and further behind. Esperboss there jumping on in, trying to make the play here, but he is all alone. Siklef now trying to back him up, but Dano just going to focus up Kevin Man at the back, and the Azir has all the damage that he needs. Esperboss jumping back for the Azir and is able to get him. Rengus trading back onto him though. And this Malphite on a killing spree, shades of their game against Resolve, and NSG giving over very little to Sane Gaming.
Yeah, and I was wondering there what was the decision there by Rengus to actually follow that up rather than go and take that second tier tower. But he saw the fight as much more valuable, and it did work out completely in his favor to actually go up there and influence that. As well as that, this Malphite's going to be huge. Something we haven't really talked about is the damage discrepancy between magic damage and physical damage from the side of SG. Very little magic damage coming out from them. So Malphite is going to be really good to actually be quite big. Taking out straight away, and Rengus missing that ultimate is not really that much of a big deal, because he still managed to get him with the Scorch, and with that as well. Kevaman being bailed out by Siklef, as you said. Esperboss trying to return this into a fight, and 4v3 thinking they can take this on, and Dano just zoning off Kevaman. Otherwise this would have went quite a bit more in SG's favor, I believe. And just about going 1 for 1 there, I believe, and that little bit of a skirmish afterwards.
Yep, it was a 1 for 1 off the back of the tower take. NSG going to find themselves benefiting from one Cloud Drake buff, with Dakin able to solo that once more. Looking like they're going to gang up on Rengus on the bottom side of the map. They need to get Esperboss close enough, but I don't think the Grand Challenge is available, and NSG are collapsing. Nice Glacial Prison to slow the oncoming members of NSG, but Unstoppable Force is there, and Esperboss might just be going down. He cannot heal because of the Bramble Best Rush, and Rengus now on a rampage, making up for the mistakes of their qualifier game here, as he is taking out this Fiora. Donkey seeing if he can find someone else, but headbutt pulverize combo not connecting there. However, NSG won't be too phased by that, finding themselves another kill in that bottom lane.
Dakin dropping down Shelly here, down for this mid lane tower. Definitely gonna come down here with Shelly, just smacking him out. No big deal. 4 members sitting in this mid lane, while Rengus on that bot side tries to put a little bit of pressure down. Does have that TP available to him as well. So we'll have to see what they make of this. They're going towards the top side. They're just kind of looking for a little bit of vision control here in the top side, while Dano holds out this mid lane. 3 members being held off by Dano alone. This is why Azir is quite strong.
Yeah, Conquering Sands is doing quite a bit there when it connects with the members of SG. It is maxed out at this point for the Azir, but Same Gaming now really struggling to match with the pace of the game that NSG are doing. And we saw this in Game 1 as well. They get rolling when they get that first tower down. They move around the map. They force these fights, and there's seemingly no answer. SG, though, are able to force the flash out of the Alistar. That's a nice thing to take away from a potential NSG
Alistar especially
engage tool.
Exactly, and that's like one of the most important things to actually have on that Alistar. Good thing he has Unbound Spellbook, so it's not a very long cooldown for him.
Yeah, he'll get that back pretty quickly. But Same Gaming right now, you are suffering quite heavy losses consistently in both the fights and now the objectives that you're losing. How do you steady the ship? How do you get yourselves back into the game and just put up a fight against NSG?
Well, at the moment, I feel SG are going to have a rough time dealing with Rengus, story of the game, again. Yet again. Somehow he managed to actually get fed. As we were talking about, we were saying, like, okay, you know, he seems to be able to, like, dominate lane or whatever. And we said, like, last time, apparently, when he went 14-0, he just kind of went around the map and just picked up these kills absolutely everywhere. And it's pretty much what he did this time around as well. And he's sitting here on 4-0-2, probably the most fed member of his team right now. And building full armor and just doing chunks of damage and putting a lot of pressure on the map as well. Just
no immovable objects to halt this unstoppable force in the NSG top lane here. He is looking for the tower now to make it 4 for NSG, and Esper Boss just has to take a back seat and recall. I'm not sure if he wants to use his teleport to try to keep that tower alive. May just have to give it over here. NSG with so much pressure right now. There isn't even a Baron for them to take just yet, so it's not like they can fall back and amp up their pushing power. They're just happy to just push those waves in and try get as much damage on the towers for the moment. And as you said, Same Gaming, very little they can do in response.
Very little they can do, and you're seeing Kevinman here have to force himself to go top lane by himself, which he could potentially be dived by that Alistar. Rengus ulting out. They will be making calls here on the top side of the map to try and dive this Ezreal. Kevinman should be aware of this.
Kevinman on his own.
He's quite safe on his own. He does have Slippy on that back foot as well. Probably called him up there at that moment to try and help him out. He knew that he might be held down.
Absolute Zero going to be used there as well. NSG just trying to keep the Same Gaming members back, and
they're
Kevinman
really trying to keep this pressure
still
up
out on an island in that top lane here. NSG able to get an auto by auto on this tower as the minions slowly get there. Same Gaming though able to seemingly group up now on this top lane. So
by the looks of this could be a good fight here for SG.
They are trying to see if they can.
They should definitely take this. Like, I feel like that was probably one of their best chances at success for a fight. They had Galio walking up to the top side. They had the Glacial Prison by the Sejuani. You know, they were so ready to go there. They actually had everything up, and that would have probably led them on to a Baron and be able to like take it from there. So I'm really questioning why they didn't go for that.
It's one of those cases where you're behind and the mindset just kind of creeps in. Don't know if you can do it even when you have the good engage, even when everything that you want, everything that you drafted for is there. Just the deficit that they're facing right now is maybe holding them back a little bit from making a play that could potentially get them back in the game. Back to this bot lane here, and Esper Boss is really not expecting a matchup like this when he drafted the Fiora for himself. When he first picked it, hoping that he could top Rengus. But it has not worked out that way.
This gets done so
How many times have we seen this on this patch? Nunu in his ear. Shred the Baron. There's no real answer for that. It just drops so quickly. Baron buff now for NSG, and that will really turn the screws here onto Same Gaming and their defenses now with these buffed up minions adding to the push of NSG.
Exactly, and this will help Rengus in his little bit of a split push that's going down the bot side. They're actually SG are trying to look for just a dragon off the back of this commiseration maybe prize, and they're taking it, but NSG can just run this straight down mid while their 3 members trying to just take this Drake. And this, I don't think this is a very smart choice here from the side of SG.
There is going to be a good bit of damage on the inhibitor. They've lost 2 inner towers here.
Inhib is definitely going to go down. This is a poor choice.
It's just desperation seemingly for same gaming to get any sort of neutral objective, but they are forfeiting so much in terms of towers here. Esperboss now, he's the one who has to jump in, but he takes so much damage immediately off the bat here, and the Azir damage under the tower. Rengus actually going to go into the backline here, trying to get to Blue Bullberry and Kevaman, seeing if he can finish off the Ezreal here as the Taric goes on down. They do get the Ezreal as well. Both Kevs gone, and NSG able to get the inhib tower off the back of it, and now things just beginning to implode completely on the side of Same Gaming. NSG have the minions here, and they might be looking to see if they can push down the Nexus towers. 2 inhibs on the cards at the very least.
At the very least, and all that for the price of a Mountain Drake. You know, that was definitely not the call you want to see from a team who are, you know, we said they were probably a higher kind of mid-tier team, and definitely not showing it here in this game.
Say just the panic. It's a case of this is the kind of thing that they maybe set the expectations a little bit too high for themselves after beating them in their previous matchup, and they just felt desperate. It's like, okay, well, we need to find something to come back into this. We need, maybe this Drake can help us, but just not real handle on where the waves were, the power of NSG to actually knock down these structures, and they pay dearly for it, because what was about a 6k goal lead has now shot up all the way
to more than
10.5k.
Yeah.
NSG now with 2 waves of super minions pushing in the top and middle lane, and now Rengus finally might be able to complete his push for this bottom lane tower. Slippy on the side going to be caught out here, having to flash away from this one, but NSG in hot pursuit, unstoppable force used to try secure this kill. Slippy going to use the stopwatch, but it is only slowing down what was bound to happen. The kill goes over to Dano here. Now they're looking for Bubbleberry as well. He jumps over the wall as the Azir. Kevaman with a nice arcane shift out, looking to trade the damage back onto Dano when he does take out the Azir. But even then, there's still 4 more members of NSG to contend with. Now Azzy being focused up. Siglef though just cannot get to him and finish off the kill. Esperboss with a nice parry. It's a double kill for the Tristana as he finishes off the Galio. He does manage to get to him in the end. Esperboss can move long distances quite quickly, but it is still a case of a 4-for-2 in favor of NSG, and the 3 remaining members are going to finish that one off.
Dr. Yeti with the little betrayal there at the end. Hail Hydra. Knocks in Esperboss onto his AD carry Adzi there, and gets him killed.
Yeah, Esperboss still wants to fight this though. The respawns do come in for Same Gaming. He does have the backup of Slipping, and he pops the Alistar with the Vital proc here. They are trying to get to Dakin, and they do stun him up with that Sejuani here, looking for the Dazzle but not able to connect. Dakin does not have his flash. He already used it. They will finish off the kill, but you do see the towers going down in bases. There are too many super minions for Kevaman alone to contend with. Once again, SG with their eye off the ball a little bit will lose 2 more structures as they chase down that Nunu.
Yeah, that fight there as well during it. You know, Kevaman in trying to get up as much as he can. Did manage to pick up, I think it was Dano in that fight early on, and did a fairly decent job, but like, they're in such a bad position from their earlier decision making that it's going to be extremely difficult to come back from this. No inhibs, no Nexus towers. I'm not sure what SG can do to save this game. Pray. Sit down, be humble, do a bit of praying.
We were waiting for our Kendrick Lamar reference at some point in the evening, and we finally got it.
It was very forced, but
it was very forced. You know, it's you could say a bit of poetic justice here for NSG as they push that in. That was what I was going for the whole time. Esperboss looking to be caught out here. The Cosmic Radiance will come down from Blue Bullberry as his team tries one last fight here. They're able to burst down Adzi, so big member missing from NSG. They're trying to get to Dano at the back, and if they can take him down, that is absolutely huge. He does manage to cleanse though, and they are seemingly peeling back the members of Same Gaming who are oncoming, trying to finish off the Azir. Siglef's going to jump on it. They do have Dano, but the rest of NSG just going for the fountain now, and they are too tanky to take down. Trying to get to Rengus here, but Rengus just kiting them out at the Malphite, moving around. Dr. Yeti and Dakin of all people hammering away on the Nexus. they will be the ones who finish the game and move NSG to 3-1 in the Pro League.
And that could have went really wrong if they didn't actually get that down there. They would have actually kept it out for a good while longer. Not sure they could have done. They might have been just delaying the inevitable, but that game, there was just, I feel like, a lack of solid decision making from the side of SG, and really cost them the game. Honestly, there was more than one occasion where they chose to not do things, and they chose to do things that just pretty much cost them the game. So I feel like that's down to whoever shot called on the side of that. But at the same time, NSG did make some good responses. 2 plays that SG made. But overall, I think that was more the flaws of SG rather than the triumphs of NSG.
Indeed. So that will be NSG taking the win in our second game of the evening. SG unable to kill their vibe with this final game. They stay on 1-3 while NSG move to 3-1 and really keep their playoff hopes alive. From myself and John this evening, that will be it. Thank you for tuning in, and we will be back next week with week 3 of the Raid Island Pro League. See you soon.
Starvin'? Then get Marvin. Order takeaway online from the Marvin app. You will find exclusive deals from your favorite local restaurants. Search, order, and get it delivered right to your door. Get the app now and get more with Marvin.